Hello, welcome to Code and Me. So, how are you guys nowadays? You know that we are working on codeandme.com, and before that, we have already discussed in the last video that is of wrapper class and junction objects regarding all the fields and objects that you have remembered. I guess that there was an object like registration, there was an object like course, there was an object students, and there was an object fees. So there were four objects: fees, students, course, and registration. The students was the students that want to register in that course, and the registration is the junction object. In that you can see here the master detail is with course and master detail with students. So one student for one course, or many students for many courses, like that. And in the fees we are discussing about amount for which student wants to deposit some amount for some course. So this is a multiple fees deposited by a student for a specific course. So you can say that that was the four objects. Using that, we will use SelectList, select option, and action function in detail. Okay. So in the junction, object, here you can see what I want to show you. Let's suppose this is the VF page, and in that VF page, what is this? There are some students like Varsha, Brijesh, Deepthi, and Paridhi, and you can see here there was also some students that they are registered in some course, like we can see here. Suppose so here you can see there are some students like you can see Varsha, Brijesh, Lalit, Deepthi, Lakshmi, Dharmendra, and all that. They are the persons. And suppose if this is the students, suppose this is what I will talk about, like you can say I'll talk about the students like Varsha and Paridhi and Akhil or Anand. Okay, so they are the students. So what I want to do, I just want to check out that if I will choose here, nothing is there. If I will choose Varsha, it will give us the course that are registered for Varsha. This means in the Varsha there are two courses. There must be two courses, like there is Java and C. Okay, and the same for Paridhi, there are two courses for Java and C. So for Paridhi it must be same, different, Java and C. And for another person, like suppose I want to check for Brijesh. In the Brijesh there is Salesforce. I want to check for Deepthi. There is advanced Java. I want to check for Priyanka, not registered with any course. I want to check with Akhil Kumar Bansal, not registered for any course. So can I check for Akhil Kumar Bansal? Because it is showing not registered for any course. So Akhil Kumar Bansal is a student which has no registration. So that is working using three things. One is action function, the second is onclick JavaScript function, and the third is that is rerendering. So we will talk about this in that hall. Okay. So for that thing, what we will use, what we will learn, how it is working with, let's see here. Okay, so in that you can see here, I guess this is, now this is show. This is the page, this is the controller, this is for account, anything, this is not necessary, I know that. Now this is the status. This is very important. I will show you how it's working, the status, action status, how it will work. And the next one is Apex action function. I will show you how it will work. And then this is page block section. you know that in that page block section there are two type of lists. One is select list for students, and the second list is for course. Okay, so what I'm going to do, or what I'm trying to do, I will say. Okay, so first one is action apex select list. Okay, so I will show you about that apex select list. So what is apex select list? This is a list of options that allow user to select only one value or multiple values at a time. Okay, multiple values at a time depending on the value of its multi-select attribute. Okay, so this is used to show, you can say this is used to show the list, how you want to see that the list of this. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. If I want to see 1 or 2 or 3, I want to see 2. If I want to see 2, what I will do one thing, that is one second. What I will do, I will just use multi-select is equal to true, size is equal to 2. Suppose if I will do that, what will happen? It will show two things. Okay, so there is an option for 2 3 4 5. So now there is 2, size is 2, multi-select is equal to true. So this is how it works. So in that we can say that so there is the apex select list. In that this is multi-select for multiple values in a single you can say line 1 2. Okay, so multiple values in a pick list. So this is the pick list, that is now it is showing like multi-pick list 1 2 3. So for multi-pick list we will use multi-select is equal to true, and for the one second, student VF component page, I guess. Yeah, so one second, I have to do that by 1 second. So now it will be 1 and it will be false. Okay, yeah, so now it will be good, I guess. So now it's okay. So one thing is that, then so for that is this is used, and what is in the list, that can be selected by apex select option. In that we have to give the list of that. Okay, so here this is the value, and in that list what I have done, I did, that is the list of a student list is new select option, select a student. That is the first value that you can see here, that is select a student. And in that this is the list name, and this is of type list of select option. And in that I have initialized, in that you can see here I have initialized it. Student list is equal to new list select option, and in that I have added something, that new elect, that is the blank value. This is the back hidden value inside it, and this is the select a student, that is the shown value. So you can see here what I am trying to say, that here you can see, one second, here you can see in the select, you can see in the value nothing is there but select a student there. In the next value you can see in the Varsha Punjabi there is Varsha, and that is, one second for that, and you can see in the Varsha there is the hidden ID. In the Bridges there is hidden ID, that is the value, and that is a shown value, that is the label that you are showing, you have seen here, or you are just watching it. Okay, so Varsha Punjabi is there, but hidden, in the hidden, that is the ID. So that what I did, I extract all the students name, select name from students. Okay, and you know that ID is already extracted, so select ID comma name from students. So all the students from the organization is here in that list, and then I added all the students name here in the label, and here in the id, student.id and student.name. So in the select option, the first value is id, that is the value, and the second value is the label that can be shown here. So this is the value, this is the id. Okay, so the all students from the for loop can be added here. Okay, now there is a course list which we want to show, but now for first value this is blank, you know that. So for the first value, this is blank, so we have to show only select course, so that is select course. But you can see here nothing is there. Now after the changes, if I will change Varsha Punjabi to or Brijesh Sankar or Lalit Sharma, so what I will do, I will just change it. This means I will this onchange, and then I will use a JavaScript function that is select. So in that JavaScript we can use, and Salesforce has a very good concept that we can use right on focus, on blur, on change. They all are a method of JavaScript that can be used in Salesforce directly. So I have used on change method. In that I made custom function. I made a function, or I give a name of select. I can give any name like Saf, my name, or I can give any name that like function fun, and in that I pass the parameter that is this dot value. So any value that can be selected here, like this Varsha or Vijesh or Lalit or Dipti, any value that can be, now it's in this. But because what I'm taking this dot value, this means in that there will be always the selected value. There will be always this, or you can say this value. Okay, so in that value what I did, and now on change this function will call. Okay, so and this function is, so what was the name of this? This. So if I will change this function, so if I will change the name, that is select. So here I have written the function that is apex action function, and in that I have used a method. I have given the name of this function name, and this function name will be same. So if the function name is fun, so I will take it here fun. Okay, now, and that will call a backend or controller function that is select course. So there is a method that is select course. Okay, so and then I have used rerender, that is frm. This means without loading the page, the whole page, I want to re-render this function, this form from there to there. So this will reload, and but it cannot be seen. I don't want to see it that it is loading or not. Or if I will, I don't want to reload the page, so I will using re-render. If you want to reload the page, you can hide that re-render. Okay, and I also want to see in between the time when the controller is working and they are selecting, they are using the course. So what I am trying to say that this will goes to this method, and in that method I want to use a variable that is select a student. In that select a student, the value that is the pass, that the first parameter is this first param, or you can take the name whatever you want, that is the name, or you can say select anything. So, and I will assign the first parameter in this, assigned to this. Okay, so this parameter is assigned to this variable that is here. I guess select a student is here. Okay, so the method is called and the value is in this, without, because I am using get and set, so the first parameter is automatically sended to this selected students, and this function have called select course. In that select course, what I did, I just use query on registration, the select id, course id, and course name from registration, where a student is select a student, because in the select a student we are using value, we are using the value, and this means the id. So in the student, this is the id. So if I know the id of students, we can use in registration, because you already know that in the registration there is a student ID. This is the registration. We can see here, 1 second, you can see here 1 2 3, yeah, this is the student. Okay, so this is the ID. So this is done in the code. Now because I got this, so I checked it, and because maybe this, what is the use of this, I will tell you. So after checking this, if there is some course, what I will give, if there is if there is any courses, I will tell. If I'm checking the size, if there is a course, I will add in this course list, and you know that course list is also a select option. And then I'm using flag is equal to false and flag is equal to true. Okay, so if I am using flag is equal to false, this means this portion from select list, the course list, will be shown only when the course list dot size will be greater than 0, or I can use rendered is equal to flag. Okay, so what I'm using flag is equal to false or anything else. Okay, now if any student will not have registered with any course, this means this if will not work, this if will get false, then flag will be true. So for the true, this rendered portion will work. So rendered is just like true or false. So if I will give us true, it will show, this portion will show. If I will give us false, it will give us true. It will not show, this portion will not show. So for that purpose we are using the flag, that is flag. And because by default this is false, so it will not show, you know that. And by and if there is no any student that has registered for any course, there is no registration, so this will be true, so it will be shown here because it is true, and we are using the flag FLAG, okay, for that. And this will be used when and only when we will use course list dot size greater than 0. When will be this course list will be, and the size of this course will be greater than 0, then we can show that. Okay, so we can use we can do one thing, and we know one thing, that for any button, apex command button, like that, for any button we don't need to use always action. Okay, in spite of that, we can use one thing, or on anything, or like there's a select list, so we cannot press command button, this is as, in spite of that we can use that is in spite of that we can use one thing, that is on click, that is the function on click. We will use a new function, that is function 1. Okay, and after, before this I will use apex action function, and the name will be same as fun1, and the action will be the controller method that we are using, like save. Okay, and that will be, if you want to reload the page, if you don't want to reload the page, you can use rerender. Which portion do you want to reload? Which portion do you want to reload? We can use the ID of that portion. ID of that portion. Please make sure the word ID of that portion, like PB, like FRM, like if I have given the ID of here also, then we can use also. Okay, So like that we can use, and we can also use this word status, and this status will give you this thing. And in that status, what is there? In that status we are using fx facet start. This will show you whenever this status is working, and in that start this is the image that is loading, and it is also showing please wait, and there is also a description that is loading. Okay, so here you can see when I am choosing this, here it is showing an image that is, and then loading. When the controller is working on for that time, we can see here that is done. Okay, so you can see here that that's how it will work. Okay, so that is the main purpose, or that is the main thing that we can use it inside the inside the, you can say inside the this, inside we want to change it. So here we can use it also. There was also one thing that can be managed using that portion, or like something that is in wrapper. I have already shown you. In that wrapper we can also use that thing, that is also. So for that purpose you can go to my channel, you know that about youtube.com. Below the action function regarding all the methods you can learn from here. On that channel you can search for 1 second. So go to my channel, you know that about this is the object. I will show you in the, so you can go there also, and please like and subscribe our channel on YouTube, that is Code and Me, and you can also follow our pages on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and Google Plus also. Okay, please visit our site, that is codeandme.com. You have any query regarding, you can ask from us. And one thing I also want to show you, that is about wrapper class, I guess, wrapper class and junction object. So in that video you can see how the wrapper is working and how the junction object is working, and so that's how it will work. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel. Go to codeandme.com. This is Saif from Code and Me.